Hey guys, we're in the midst of the coronavirus. I know it's affecting a lot of businesses right now. It's been affecting all of our lives. Man, my hair, I was starting to have a little ponytail going and little man bun. Finally got that cleaned up this morning. Things are starting to get a little bit back to normal in my local market where they're starting to open businesses back up, soft open. But I know that it's been affecting a lot of our businesses. And should you quit advertising right now? How should you start moving your expenses around and the money you're spending? I want to talk a little bit today about what we're doing to keep business going and some of the mistakes that I've made already and what I recommend. So let's get into it. Go ahead, sit down. I admit, when this first happened, I was pretty freaked out. The first 2 weeks, calls went down to 0. I mean, I went from 20 plus appointments a week to like 2 or 3 a week. So I got scared, and there were some things that I started to do that I probably shouldn't have. The first being, I spend a good several $1,000s a month on my Zillow ad spend. That is a way that keeps my team busy. It's the buyer business, and it's pretty predictable at this point. We have a pretty good funnel, and I was actually locked into a contract. So I called my rep and I was like, hey man, I think I just need to back out of this. So he said he would do what he could, and they worked with me, and I basically completely pulled out of Zillow. I mean, we're talking from over 100 leads a month that I was getting from Zillow, and I completely pulled out. That was bad. Shouldn't have done that. Don't do that. So I basically took one of our best lead sources that keeps my team busy, and I completely took it away, completely stopped that funnel. So if I look at the numbers for this year, just to give you an idea, we had something like 98 leads in January, 118 in February, 96 in March, and then all of a sudden it dropped down to like 40 leads last month. This month so far, we've gotten like 20 something leads. So we're on that same pace where we're basically cut in half. Well, if you want to keep your business predictable, that is not how you want to be going about it, pulling all of your funds out of your advertising. As of right now, my leads have been on track for about half of what they have been. Now, once I realized what I was doing, so I mean, we really slowed down. We started taking Wednesdays off. Don't ask me why. The girl said that was one of the slower days, and it did appear so. And so on Wednesdays, we were just kind of staying home. We were slowing down our prospecting, and I was just thinking we were cutting hours to save the company some money. That was the complete wrong move. Now, since then, I've gone back into my Zillow advertising, but I only have it at about half what it was, pre-COVID. So what my recommendation is to use this as an opportunity. Use this as an opportunity to pivot. So with Zillow, I was spending so much time out there with buyers. I now have a buyer's assistant, a showing agent that can handle a lot of that, but still a lot of that is falling on me and becoming a funnel for our business. So what I've done is allocated some of those dollars that we were spending on Zillow over to my Facebook lead ads, where I have commercials going, trying to bring in seller business, motivated sellers. Instead of spending this time calling these buyer leads, I'm spending time calling probate leads and calling FSBOs and calling expireds and other motivated sellers, because for me to continue leveraging my team and leveraging the business to give me more time, I need to focus on more listing opportunities. So I've used this whole experience as a perfect way for me to start pivoting my business the way that I want it to go. Do not make the mistake that I did. Don't cut out your Zillow spend. Don't cut out your Facebook. Don't cut out your pay-per-click ads. If anything, you should be doubling down. And if you need to, use this as an opportunity to pivot. I'm really using this as an opportunity to pivot my business where I want it to go. Things, maybe something that I wouldn't have done otherwise. I've got the girls, my two ISAs, I've basically expecting them to double down on the amount of calls that they're making a day and really time block and make sure that they're focusing on the money generating activities, because that is what's going to keep our business moving forward. I see a lot of investors and a lot of real estate agents taking it easy right now, not answering my calls. I want to show a listing and they're just not answering my calls. It's like they're using this as a vacation, as an excuse. This is not a vacation. This is not an excuse. If you want to still be in business after all of this is over and as things clear up, you better hope that you double down and you are doing the activities that were going to cause business, bring in income. Don't be lazy. Now, you do want to be smart about where you're spending your money. Now, go through every line item in your business account and see where you're spending money. That was one of the first things I did, where I saw, hey, there's some programs that we aren't really using right now that is maybe a $200 a month subscription or something. I was being very wasteful. Clear that stuff out. Go through there. Be smart about it. Get rid of it. And then maybe even allocate those funds that you would have been spending on, programs and different things that you haven't been using towards your ad spend and your advertising, because that is what is going to keep you in business. I'm also focusing on our cold calling and, FSBOs, expireds, those things have minimal cost. It's more about the amount of work that you're willing to put in. In my experience, what my team and what I am experiencing right now is that there's plenty of business to be had if you aren't being lazy and you're working to find that business. By using this opportunity to really pivot the business, one thing that I have been really focusing on, again, is those Facebook ads and those commercials targeting sellers. This is really where I want my business to go. And I've found that in my small market, about 25,000 people in my city, 100,000 in my county, it should be relatively easy for me to become, I don't know who always pops up in your Facebook feed. Maybe it's a Ty Lopez or a Tony Robbins or a Tom Ferry, and everywhere you go, it seems like that guy follows you around. I want to become that Grant Cardone, Tom Ferry, whoever, in everybody's Facebook feeds here in my local market. So instead of paying $100+ a lead on Zillow or wherever, instead really investing those dollars into my brand that I can take with me. And I'm already starting to see the benefits of that. So I have a handful of ads now that are going that, I have people reach out every day that's like, man, I cannot get away from you. And I know exactly what they're talking about because I've experienced it myself. I just got a lead this last week and we got the signed listing for, a $700,000 luxury home in my market. Our average price point is $250,000. So that is a great home. And I was able to do that all through my online branding. It was a come list me call. I mean, he already knew everything about me. He said that he's just been seeing me all over the place, can't get away from me. And he had already done his research. So I gave my presentation. He says, hey, wife, are you ready? And she's like, I don't know, what about you? He said, I already did all my research. I know all about this guy. I'm ready to go. We got that listing contract signed. Again, using this as an opportunity to pivot. I can't be out there with the buyers if I want to keep growing this company and growing this team. And instead, being able to use that time and those marketing dollars to move over to listing-based advertising, which is working really well. So guys, leave a comment below. Tell me what you guys are going through right now, how things are going with the business. I'd love to hear more about how things are progressing in your area. And if there's anything I can do to help as far as, getting things in order or any advice that you need, feel free to reach out. Always happy to help. Appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you on the next one.